Jasmine, for any of you who haven't met me before. And we're going to start off by, looks like most of you, the ones you I can see, are already doing it. So we're going to get into just our mindful body pose. And so that means that we're in our own space. We've pretty much gotten rid of anything that's going to be distracting around us. And we're giving ourselves time to calm down. Thank you for sitting up, Kayla. I love it. And so, yeah, we're just being really conscious of the space that we're in. And right now, this doesn't matter quite as much because most of us are either alone or with somebody else. But this is also just good practice for when we're going to be back in groups again, right? So when we're going to be back in school and we're going to be in things, it's important. My spirit animal, this is kind of funny, but is actually the turtle. So I kind of think of myself that, like, I'm always at home. My body is my own little space, my own little turtle space. And so that's what mindful sitting is, a mindful body space, that you know that this is your own little space and you're going to keep it focused and kind of not worry about what things around people around you are doing. And so we're going to start again by giving ourselves some self-love. So right now, again, in the world, there's still some things going on that we all need some extra love for. And so we're going to give ourselves some of it to start. So I'd love you to please reach out, your arms on the sides, reach them out as far as you can stretch. And then you're going to take one arm and put it over the other and give yourself a big hug. Again, like you're your own best friend, because you should be so in love with yourself. Squish, squish, squish. And then you're going to put your arms out again, stretch again out really far, start to shake it out a little. And then whichever arm wasn't on top, now you're going to switch and you're going to go back and give yourself some more love, 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 love. Okay, and so we're going to start off by taking a couple deep breaths together. And so it's pretty amazing. Like, I'm a grown-up technically, but this just part of ourselves. So we're all breathing all the time, right? We're kind of like, oh, what's the big deal about breathing? We're doing it all the time. When we focus on it and take even any deep breaths, it literally relaxes from our head all the way down to our feet. It just changes the way our body feels. And so we're going to take 3 deep breaths together. And we're taking them through our nose, in through our nose, and then out through our mouths. So we're going to breathe in through your nose, and hold for a sec, and breathe out. And then one more breathe in through your nose, hold, and breathe out. And then the biggest one yet, breathe in a little more, and blow it out. So what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be talking about happiness and joy. And lots of people think they're the same thing. And also, most of us talk about happiness a lot. We all hear happiness a lot. But joy doesn't get talked about quite as much. And so does anybody have any idea about what you think might be the difference between them? Isaac, you want to say something? And Elizabeth, I'll get to you next. Isaac, go ahead.
Well, I forgot.
That's okay. Absolutely. It happens sometimes. Okay, so whoever is in front of the Golden Gate Bridge, I saw your hand up.
Okay, so joy is like when like something really good happens to you. You're like, yes.
And how do you think it's different from happiness?
And happiness is just like you're like just like smiling and you like just feel good, but joy is like you're in the moment of feeling really good.
Okay, I think that's great. Can you tell me your name, please?
Riley.
Riley, okay, you got it. Riley, I think that's a great description. Isaac, you want to add something?
I have a minute. I remembered it.
Okay, go ahead.
It's like excited.
Excited? Which one? Happiness or joy?
Joy.
Joy. Okay, absolutely. And there are lots of things that they have in common. Both you said things that are true. There are lots of things that they have in common. The way I think about happiness is very often that happiness is based on a result. So, like, if I get to go to the beach today, that will make me happy. Like, it's something that I know has an outcome. If I get the present that I want for my birthday, that'll make me happy. Where joy is something that kind of just lives inside of us all of the time. It's something that we cultivate all the time. If we look for it, we can find ways to be joyful, even if we don't have something in the exact moment that's making us happy. And so, where'd they go? Oh, here they are. So we talked for a little bit yesterday, or anybody was here, about these two cute guys. You see them? They're so cute to me. And so this is a bit about you knowing about your brain. And I'll tell you that there are so many grown-ups who don't even understand their own brains. Most of us, so we have 70,000 thoughts a day, right? 45 thoughts a minute, all this stuff going on. And most of us don't even really understand the way our brain works. It's kind of like a computer. We're like, I don't know, it works really well, but I don't really know how it works. And so our brains are like some of the most sophisticated, complicated computers that work all of the time. But just like our computers, it's important to know how to do it, right? It's important to know what keys to hit, how to escape certain things, how to move on to different things. And so these two little cutie pies, they represent different parts of your brain. This guy, the bulldog, who, believe me, I love bulldogs, but this guy, he's a yapper. And so he keeps you safe. He barks if you're getting upset or mad or anything like that. And he lives at the back of your brain. So the very back of your skull, that's this part. It's called the amygdala. You don't need to remember, but just know that this guy sometimes needs a little calming down. It's his job to keep you safe, but sometimes needs a little calming down and a little memory, a little reminder of the ways that you can choose other thoughts. And that's when it comes to your owl. Your owl lives right at this part of your head, right? The prefrontal cortex, the front of you. And so the owl allows you, what are owls known for? Does anybody know what owls are kind of known for, what we think of them? You all know what an adjective is, right? So it's a describing word. Does anybody have a word to describe owls? Let's do top right. Yeah.
Wise.
Wise, exactly. Perfect. That was just what I was going for. So lots of us hear about a wise old owl. And so, let me see something at the bottom. You got it? Ryan, do you want to say something? No? Okay. And so, yeah, these two, they work together. They're buddies, they're partners, they work together. But sometimes we need to tell Bully, the bulldog, just to quiet down a little bit, buddy, so that we can call forth our wise owl, who generally allows us to make decisions that are more ones that are going to help us in the long run. That if we think about them, we're not going to do something we regret. We're not going to do something we want to take back, like yelling at our friend or maybe breaking a toy. So the wise owl is great to bring in. So we're going to get up and move around a little bit. The story that I'm going to read you today takes place on a beach. So we're going to do a little bit of beach yoga. Yoga like we're on the beach. So first when we get there, it's going to be super, super sunny. So we're going to stand up and we're going to reach ourselves all the way up to the sky. If you want, you can be on your tiptoes, but definitely try to stretch out your body as much as possible. Get as tall as you're going to be when you're older, reaching up for the sun, maybe moving a teeny bit in the breeze. And then we're going to drop forward like we're a jellyfish. So we're just going to literally, jellyfish have no bones in them, right? No anything. So we're just going to drop forward, whoosh, and fall and hang like we're a jellyfish. Hang like you're a jellyfish. You can let your arms wave back and forth a little bit. You're just floating in the ocean. Floating in the ocean. Okay, you can come back up And then we're gonna get down on the ground. Do people know you can raise your hands if you know what a sea urchin is? So an urchin are those little tiny, exactly. I see several of you who know. So they're pretty interesting. And they're all squished together, right? They're held very closely together. So we're gonna get down in a ball on the ground. We're gonna put our arms behind us like this. And we're just gonna kind of be there. This is their whole existence, is they're just squished up like this. So we're just gonna get down, take a few breaths. You can rock back and forth a little bit. And then we're gonna move into being a crab. So crabs, I don't know if you've ever seen them. Most of us here have probably been to the beach. We're lucky, we live in California. But so a crab, sometimes when you see them, they scurry across the beach so quickly. So we're gonna get ourselves in the position that we would if we were suddenly just gonna start on all fours scurrying. So you're gonna get yourself kind of like a tabletop. And just stay there and stretch out your body. You think if you were a crab, you're getting ready to run across the sand. So stretch out your body. And then from here, even though it's not a beach animal, I personally can never leave out a dog. And we all love to see dogs on the beach, right? So we're gonna go into downward dog. So you're gonna go up in the air, your body's like a triangle. And your head's down. Your head is between your elbows, your ears between your elbows, and just stretch it out. Stretch out the back of your legs. Just stretch like you're a happy dog in the sun at the beach. And we're gonna come back. And we're gonna sit. And now we're all being like our own little sand castles. So you're sitting, your feet in the back of your legs, like we're our own little sand castles, our own little units. And so we're going to go into the story to talk a little bit to kind of, again, because joy and happiness, as I said, they're pretty closely related. It's not like they're like mad and happy, which we know are very, very different things. Joy and happiness are pretty closely related. So we're going to have a story to kind of show you examples of what some differences are. Isaac, I think I saw your hand. Do you want to say something?
Wait, are we always gonna do a story?
We will not always do a story, but we'll do a story a lot of times. I personally love stories. I think they're a great way for us to, I just like stories, but I also think it's a great way for us to kind of get the idea in our head, but then also see it in a visual, and then we can understand it in a different way. Do you like stories? Yeah. Okay. You want to say, you good, bud? Okay. So let's get ourselves in a comfortable position. I don't mind if you like sitting up for these. I also think if you have the space to do so, that it's a great idea to lay down for them. It's a nice break for your body. I know for lots of us, we don't always get a break during the day where if we're not taking a nap or we're just laying down and resting ourselves. Probably when you all were younger, people read stories to you at night when you're going to bed, lots of things like that. So I think it's a really nice experience to lay down and close your eyes and really get into your own imagination. So with our eyes open, we can just see what's in front of us, right? Right now we're all looking at a screen, but with our eyes closed, we can imagine absolutely anything in the world. And so if you want, you can close your eyes so that you can use your own imagination. It accesses your own imagination better with your eyes closed. So we're going to start off by taking 3 deep breaths, really deep inhales. So let's breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in again. And breathe out. And one more big breath in. And breathe out. So just like we were doing when we were in our little bit of yoga, we're going to be starting on the beach. What a beautiful place. So you find yourself on a beach and you're holding tightly to colorful balloons your best friend just gave you. You love to watch them blowing in the breeze. You love to watch the colors. They make you feel peaceful and it makes you feel happy. You let the sun shine down on you as you relax into the moment and you lean back into it and you put your face up to the sunlight. You can start to feel it warm your face. Feel the sun's glow coming down over your hair, warming your whole head. And when you do, as you start to relax this much, you loosen your grip on the balloons. And in an instant, you watch as they begin to float away. You jump up and you try to catch them, but it's already too late. They're floating up, up, up into the blue sky. At first, you're mad at yourself. Why would you let them go? Your friend just gave them to you. And then you grow a bit sad. You really love those balloons. Having them made you feel really happy. And then you remember about your own wise owl. And so you tap, tap, tap your magic spot and you call swoop. And then you start to think differently. You remember that you can always get more balloons. We live in a place where there are stores. You can always get more balloons. And now tons of people can see them as they float high in the sky. Maybe someone somewhere is having a bad day and your colorful balloons will make them smile and feel happy again. This thought fills you with joy. Joy from the deep place within you where it always, always lives. Then you decide to eat the picnic that your mom had packed for you. It is all of your favorite foods. You arrange them nicely on your towel and you start eating. This delicious food, eaten here on the beach in the sunshine, is making you feel so happy. So you can imagine whatever your favorite foods are, your favorite snacks, your favorite fruit, whatever is most delicious to you, you can start to feel them on your tongue as you're eating them in the sunshine. You feel so happy and you relish every bite, mindfully putting one delicious snack after another into your mouth. And then, before you know it, it's all gone. You check your bag to be sure, but yes, your mom told you to stagger it throughout the day, but you have eaten it all and even drank the last sip of your strawberry lemonade. Your happiness feels like it's starting to wear off. You don't want it to, but the rest of the afternoon with no food doesn't make you happy at all. And so you call swoop again. Tap, 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 swoop. And you think, now that the food is inside you, it can start to work its nutritional magic. It is helping you grow. It's making your bones stronger. It's making your whole body healthier. And you are so lucky that LA has such big, beautiful grocery stores. You can always get more food. And then you remember that you're going to tell your mom how much you love your picnic, and that is going to make her happy. This thought fills you with such joy from the inside that soon you're smiling again. So you lay back in the sunshine and you begin to daydream. And for some reason, you start thinking about your favorite toy from when you were a bit younger. So I want you to think of something that you loved when you were littler. Not big like you are now, but something that was maybe your favorite toy when you were like 5. You played with it all the time. You used to play with it every day. Sometimes you even slept with it. You haven't thought of it for a while and you wonder where it is. And then you remember. Your parents recently donated a lot of family items to the Goodwill so that other families can have them now. At first, you start to be sad. Why wouldn't they save that toy for you? They knew it was your favorite. Sure, you don't really play with it anymore, but it used to be something that every day mattered to you and made you happy. But just before you actually start to go to a sad or mad place entirely, you again remember to tap your magic spot and call swoop. Swoop. And then your own kind, wise brain reminds you, you have lots of other toys. You have a new favorite one right now. And then you imagine another little kid just like you were playing with your toy and being so happy. You imagine that now it is their favorite toy and they love it like you did. It makes them happy every day. This thought again fills you with so much joy. You helped another kid be happy. This fills you with the same boundless joy that lives inside you all the time. As you daydream a bit more, you think of your birthday, which is coming up soon. You hope that you can have a big party like last year, and you get so happy just thinking about it. Presents and cake and your friends all coming. You get happier and happier at this thought. But then you remember that everyone still may be being safe in their homes, and maybe nobody will be able to come to a party yet. And this makes you start to feel sad. Your birthday parties always make you so happy. But as you start to take on this sadness about something that isn't even actually happening yet, you know you should make the call. So you pull yourself out of your almost funk and you call, swoop. And then you start to think differently again. The best thing about a birthday is actually knowing that people love you and they want to celebrate you. And that's true whether you have a party or not. Plus, you can always have a fundraiser for your birthday and help other people. And you are growing older and bigger and smarter, whether a party happens or not. So again, you are filled with so much joy. Joy that just comes from the inside and isn't based on any particular person, any particular thing. Just the joy of knowing that you have all that you need and you have the ability to make other people happy. So we're just going to sit for a little bit longer. This is the part where we're just going to be quiet. So we're going to do a little bit of just meditation. If you like, your breath as an anchor is a really good thing to just keep you in your thoughts and focused. So just breathe in and out, focusing on your body relaxing and the feeling of joy. So we're doing a little bit more, just completely quiet, giving your brain a break. A couple last deep breaths. And then, when you want and you're ready, looks like most of you have your little eyes open already, which you can come back and we can all sit up and join each other. So I'd love to ask you, did it make any more sense what the difference is between joy and happiness? Does anybody want to say anything? It's okay if you do. Oh, Riley. Go ahead.
So joy is like you're thinking, like happiness is like you're excited about something and you're like feeling it, but then joy is like you look into your mind, and like if you're sad, joy is like you look into your mind and then you think like, oh, this could be a good thing about it. You think like the positive and the negative.
Absolutely. I love that. Definitely. Yeah. So joy is kind of like, we all know what constant mean, right? Right. So constant is something that goes on all the time. It's always happening. For lots of us, happiness is that it's a particular thing. Like if I eat what I want for lunch today, I'm happy. If I get my homework done ahead of time, I'm happy. If I get to see my best friend's face today while we're all at our homes, I'm happy. Whereas joy is just with us all the time. Do you want to say something? Up here. She had her hand up. Yeah, go ahead, bub. Do you want to say something? I know you can't tell always who I'm talking to. I know it's a little hard for us all to know who's raising their hand. Okay, you got it. So yeah, happiness, joy is something that we basically produce. It's like our own breath. We're always able to produce joy. Where happiness is something that like can just be based on one particular thing, and then it can kind of go away again when that thing goes away. Does anybody want to say anything else before we do our affirmations? Isaac, go ahead.
I like this story because it talked about like you coming back with something positive.
I love it, Isaac. Absolutely. And yeah, that's the really amazing thing about your friend Swoop. And you all have it. This is literally a piece of everybody's brain. Of course, it doesn't necessarily look this cute, and you can name your own whatever you want to, but it's literally a piece of our brain, in everybody's brain, this piece that allows you to make good decisions and allows you to kind of quiet down just the chatter that sometimes your bulldog will talk about. Your wise old owl. So you can call it any time. If you're sad about something, if you're worried about something, if you're mad, if you want to just get over something more quickly, you can always just, you can name it for yourself, or you could just think in your head, swoop, and then take a few deep breaths and bring yourself back to the way that you want to feel. Okay, so we're going to do a couple affirmations. I would love you. You want to say something, Sophia?
I live at the beach.
You live at the beach. Can you look out your windows and see it?
There's construction going on, so no.
So no, okay. I got it. We live pretty close to the beach too. It's like a 10-minute walk to the beach. So yeah, we're all pretty lucky. And Riley's sitting on a beach right now. Look at Okay, so I would love for you to, I'm going to say something and then you can repeat after me. So the first thing is, I create my own joy.
I create my own
joy.
joy.
I create my own joy.
I can find joy in anything.
I can find joy in anything.
I can find joy in anything.
I am feeling joy.
I am feeling joy right now.
I
Oh,
can create my own joy.
create my own joy. That's the most important one. And also, so I create happiness for others. We can't create other people's joy. Everybody has to make it for themselves. But we can create happiness for other people. We can make them happy. So we can say, I create happiness for others.
I create happiness for others.
Okay, just one more time so that we all know it for sure. Swoop is going to say it with you. I create my own joy.
I create my own joy.
Okay. Does anybody want to say anything before we go? It was really nice to see you all. I'll tell you that seeing you all gives me and Connie both joy and happiness at the same time.